Hey everyone, Shane here with etrailer.com. Today I have a 2022 Chevrolet Traverse. I'm going to walk through how to install Curt's 7-pole T-connector. This is going to be great for trailers with brakes. Obviously it's going to give you all of your signals, brake turns, running lights. It's going to give you a reverse signal, so if you have a boat that has reverse lockout, it's going to give you that signal, as well as 12-volt power for adding a brake controller. Lid is spring-loaded, so when it's not being used, it'll stay closed. On the bottom side of the lid, there's a foam ring. It's going to seal against this ring here to help keep any moisture or water from getting inside to the pins. As far as the installation process, simple and straightforward. There is a factory plug behind the bumper fascia here. I will say, you're going to have to reach up in here if you have a hitch on there and you decided to wait till later to put the wiring on. If you're putting a hitch on, do the wiring at the same time. It is on a little push tab that's pushed into the body of the vehicle. When you reach up, it's going to be kind of hard to do it, to pop it off and pull it back down. But it can be done. Very simple, it just plugs in and you route it over to the middle here and then mount your 7-pole there towards the receiver tube. If it's something you might be interested in doing yourself, very easy to remove the fascia. A couple bolts inside the wheel well liner. You're going to have a couple right behind your lift gate here, and a couple right underneath the vehicle here. Once you pull it off, you pop it off from the side. There's going to be a plug right up here for your sensors if you have them. Unplug that, and then again, the plug for your 7-pole is going to be located right about here. Other than that, let's go ahead, walk through how to install it now. Start your installation. It's going to be easier if you're able to remove your fascia. If you already have a hitch installed and you don't remember how to remove your fascia, I'm going to go ahead and walk through it again. If you bought the car and it already has a hitch installed, I'm going to walk through how to take it off now. One side is going to be exactly the same as the other. Very simple to take off. We'll start right here in this corner. We're going to pop these little tabs out, or these little caps. We're going to take a 7mm socket and remove those bolts. We're going to come down to this one here. We're going to take a T15 and remove that. In the wheel well, we're going to take the same T15. We're going to remove the 4 bolts right here. And we're going to have one T15 underneath right here. This is going to be on each side. Now it's a good idea. Take some painter's tape and tape these 2 edges of your fascia so that when we go to take it off and put it back on, if the 2 panels happen to overlap, they're not going to scratch. Grab this piece right here, down here in this bottom corner, we're going to pull out. Pop this out. You can take some paper towels, anything you got, slide it in there like that, and that'll separate these 2 and keep them apart. We're going to take that same 7mm and we're going to remove this bolt here. Now with the next set of hands, we're going to remove our fascia. We're going to start on the outside and work our way towards the middle. We're just going to pull out. Right here in this corner, we're going to have our wire plug. We're going to take this red tab, push it up, and then push this black one in. Separate it, we'll set our fascia aside. This plug right down here in this corner, we need to remove this cap. Push the red tab up. See that little tab moving? It may not be lifting enough to get over the tab that's on here holding it down. So if you take a little screwdriver and stick it in there, you can raise that tab up to help get that off. We're going to take our wiring harness, we're going to plug it in, we're going to route it over to the center of the vehicle, right where this tab is on our hitch, if you have this tab. You want to route it over here to be mounted close to your receiver opening. With the draw-tight hitch that has this bracket, you're going to need this one. You can find it here at etrailer. If your hitch does not have this bracket, you're going to need a short bracket or long bracket along with this. Mount it directly to whichever bracket we have. Before we put our 7-pole on, we need to add some dielectric grease to each one of these pins. Take our 7-pole, slide it in. Once you get it mounted, go ahead and test it and make sure everything's working correctly. We have our running lights, brake lights, left turn, right turn. It's our 12-volt signal, so we know we get in 12-volt signal or 12-volt power back here for if we have a trailer that has a battery or something, we can charge it, or we're going to put a brake controller on. Unfortunately, we can't test the brake controller light because this vehicle doesn't have one. However, the vehicle is set up so that one can be added later on. Once you know it's working correctly, you can go ahead and reinstall your fascia in reverse order from the way you took it off. And if you had a cover on it, you'll notice that the 7-pole sticks out a little bit. If you're wanting to put that back on, the way to do that is to take the bottom of this bracket and we're going to push it back. Once you get your bracket bent enough to where you can get your cover panel back in place, you're ready to go. It's going to do it for a look at and installation of the Curt 7-pole wiring adapter for a 2022 Chevrolet Traverse.